Hey guys, it's Filthy Coin here. We are going to be starting a series of building the little town called Ascot. Now, hopefully it'll be a series that continues along. This will be my first YouTube video entering into this foray. Basically, the idea behind this town is it's a little town that was set up because of the local horse breed that sort of lives wild in the bush. It's a fairly tame breed, a very good stock horse, workhorse type thing. Not good for fighting or anything like that, but it's very, very good for farming. So they don't actually need to paddock them. They pretty much just go out into the wild, collect one, break it, and then sell it. So that was the premise. It's also a stopping point between the city of Castellum and Soror. The first episode we're going to be doing today is basically just going to be about setting up and planning the town out. So let's get to the recording. Okay, here we are back in the town of Ascot after seeing that little time lapse of just the planning of the town and putting the roads in. We'll just take a little walk through and talk about what we're going to be doing with this space. As you can see, we've got a couple of little red houses around the place. They're just going to be regular housing for people, just a couple of them. The town's not going to be too big, but like we said at the start of the video, this town is based around the premise that there is a resource here that people want to tap into. The horses that sort of live natively within the area make good workhorses, and they've got a really good temperament. So they let them run wild and then bring them in to actually tame them and break them in for work purposes. That is going to be happening up on the top here. This little yellow space that we can see up here will be the stables area. So we'll walk up this path. As we build the area, we'll put through the layers through the roads to help make the roads a little bit smoother. I just did the overall texturing around the place so you guys could see what it looks like. But this yellow space here will end up having a fence around it, and we'll have the horsing and stables area just here. And then just over here, we've got a couple of houses that'll be servicing that little area. Now, as we come down here, one of the other factors behind this town is the fact that it's a bit of a stopping point between two major cities, that of Castellum and Soror. So a lot of the people travelling between those two cities would use this as a stopping point. So we're going to have like quite a large tavern and inn here. So it'll be more of an inn than a tavern. There'll be a small drinking bar area, probably a smaller stables area just off to the side here. A couple of stories high with plenty of rooms. Nothing over the top fancy, but yeah, just plenty of serviceable rooms for people to sleep in. We've got a couple of houses just along here as well, just along the river. And over here we're going to have the fisherman's hut. So down this way, I'm still deciding on which way I want the roads to go down this space, which is why I haven't completed them. We're going to have a little jetty, and we've got a reasonable sized lake here for fishing. So there might be a small fishing industry, maybe a couple of little boats that might head out, little barge type boats that would head out onto the water, catch some fish, just as another food source. And this will be where the head fisherman sort of lives in this sort of space. Now, as we continue up this path, again, we'll add layers in to make these roads smoother as we build through the place. Layering, as you know, if you've played with Conquest, can be a pretty tedious, long affair. So I try and meter it out a little bit between when I'm going from space to space, so I don't have to do a lot of it all in one hit. Just here, we actually have some fields, so there's going to be some farming areas here. So I've broken the fields up a little bit. Let's just pop up into the sky so you can see it a little bit better. So we're going to have some fields running along the side of the water supply just here. We may even turn the sort of side of that little hillock there into fields as well, just for food services. When you're building in Conquest, the size of your farms and stuff are usually very undersized for the size of the towns, just for the sake of being able to go around and show everything, because obviously they would need more farming than that to feed this town. But we just sort of do a smaller scale thing just to show that it's there, and a couple more houses just in this space. If we go up to this path up here, this is actually going to be where the town hall and church are. I'm not too sure if I'm going to make two separate buildings in this space, or I'm going to make one larger building that sort of services both needs. That was pretty common back in the day, where they would have like a grand hall that would be like a town hall meeting area, and also second as a church, like in the very, very small towns. But I'm still up in the air. The people that live here, so throughout this world, the people have varying levels of religious belief. So some of them believe quite strongly in their gods, and some not so strongly. This is definitely one of those places that is quite strong in its belief of one of the gods' paradise, and so we'll have a little bit of a tribute up there. That mainly stems from the fact that it's reasonably close to Castellum, and that's the main place of worship that we have for them. I decided to leave this stump here for this tree. We're going to conquestify this, so basically we're going to make it look a little bit more like Conquest, a little bit less like vanilla, just in this space. I thought it might be a cool little feature to have, like to think that this tree is so deeply rooted they weren't able to actually extract it from the ground. So I'm going to have this stump that's going to be sort of the center point of the main sort of square of the town just here, which is where all the roads sort of diverge off to the different areas of the town. And we'll probably put a little well around this area somewhere as well. And, but that's the little town of Ascot. That's our first video for today. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully this will be a longer series, and we'll catch you guys later.